the Brass Mug in Tampa, Florida with Maverick Hunter. How are you doing, guys? Good?
Excellent.
Great.
Yep.
Looking forward to the show a lot.
So, to start off, what's the story of Maverick Hunter up till now? What's the background of the founding members?
The genesis, as it were. Well, it started with pretty much me. Before this, I had like a very brief stint with this band called Mandragora. And I had Keith Bird from Seven Kingdoms on drums and some other guys playing guitar and bass, and that didn't last very long, but I had all these songs and all these ideas and this kind of vision of a band, and obviously, I'm a guitar player, so I want to play and write songs, and I don't really remember what the exact moment was, but I was like, yeah, I know Miles he had recently left Seven Kingdoms. I know Van over here because, I'd played with him in a band when we were in, like, high school, and Jeff is the most recent addition, just joining after Keith left, but, I kind of just was like, well, let me get all the best guys I can to be able to play this music, the best I can and really bring it to life, and thusly, Maverick Hunter was born.
Awesome. Can we introduce ourselves to the new drummer?
Sure. We found him at one of our shows, and he just happened to come up to us like right after we played, or one of us, and said like, "Hey, I'd like to play drums with you guys." Because
I've known him since high school, so
it worked out perfectly like that.
Yeah.
But the issue is because Keith is. We obviously knew going into Maverick Hunter that Keith is his main. Dedication goes to Seven Kingdoms, which we knew going in, and we were totally cool with, and things are going great for them. They're going to do a European tour this year and then a North American tour. So as far as us as a band, we felt kind of like, oh, well, we can't just not have a drummer, and we spoke it over with Keith, and we both pretty much agreed it would be best just to probably find someone new to fill the shoes, and we already had someone, put themselves up for the job, and so far everything's going just swimmingly.
That's great. What are the common influences on the band's sound, metal or otherwise?
Bush beer.
Yeah, bush beer.
A lot of bush beer.
A lot of bush beer, that's true. We're pretty all over the place, man. That's the thing. As far as the first album goes, I wrote all of the music and lyrics more or less before I even met these guys, except for maybe like one song or something, some additions. But as far as common influences, we like stuff that's just heavy, melodic, stuff like Children of Bodom, Kalma, really melodic death metal, as well as the more epic stuff.
Yeah, a lot of folk metal.
Yeah.
I'm into like a lot of the new, Periphery, Between the Buried and Me.
Yeah, progressive stuff.
So.
And I think Jeff, you're kind of But you also like Northern, all that shit, good melodic stuff. Yeah, of course, and of course we all love the greats, Judas Priest, Sabbath, all that stuff. I mean, those personally are.
Another Tampa band, Dead to Fall, of course.
There we go, a little shout out there. So yeah, we're pretty all over the place, but we just like heavy, energetic, melodic music that
makes you want to thrash and bang your head.
Makes you want to bang your head and drink a beer and rip it up. So,
how far across Florida has Maverick Hunter traveled to perform?
Not very
far at this point.
Looking at it.
Yeah, we've done the Brass Mug, and we played with Death Angel at another venue in Tampa.
Playing with Exodus.
Yeah, we're playing with Exodus in Tampa at the same place we did with Death Angel, the Orpheum in Tampa. But we've been really concentrating on finishing up the album, and really we put a lot of time into that, into rehearsing. We've been rehearsing with him as the new drummer and just putting the finishing touches on the album, because we've spent so much time on it that we don't want to cut any corners at this point. We want it to be the best it can possibly be. So, we have plans to kind of do, all over Florida, maybe even some more East Coast stuff maybe this summer. Hopefully some kind of Florida tour, maybe even up to, Atlanta or North Carolina or something, if we can swing that. But we want to get the album out, and then we want to promote the album and just divide and conquer.
Speaking of the album, quick shout out to Vinny Swoboda.
Oh yeah,
production.
Great guy who's doing the mixing on our album.
So
really talented guy from right around here. So if you want any bands out there want to check him out, VATS Productions. Great guy. It's sounding great. We're still working with him on the finishing touches, but man, it's sounding cool.
Are there any proud moments in Maverick Hunter's career that you would like to share?
Death Angel was cool because I've been a fan of them since high school. So just to play with guys like that. Bonnet by Blood were on the gig as well. Great guys. I love them as well, and I was happy to play with them.
I'd say the best is yet to come.
Yeah.
Once the album gets out, we can start really pushing it and see what happens.
I'd say, since I kind of conceived the vision, so to speak, of this whole thing, the proudest thing for me has just been finding the people and really just being able to bring it to life. Because, you could write all these killer songs and just sit at home with them. And I'm sure that happens to so many guys, they just can't find the musicians who can execute it and bring it to life. And, I found these guys and it pretty much fell into place. And that's when I was just like, we just need to record an album because we've got this great chemistry as a band, great lineup, and we've got all the songs. I already had all the songs pretty much there, so why not? Let's just crank out an album, we'll do it ourselves, it'll be killer, and then, from there we kind of just take it from there. So it's been going great so far, but I would say the proudest moment has just been being able to play some shows and hear the album as it's progressing along and see it kind of come to life.
How has your experience been in the Florida local music scene? Have you been able to promote yourselves, and how popular do you think you are?
Yeah, it's been pretty welcoming, honestly. There's not a lot of bands with our sound out there.
We all have connections to other bands too, so it's been pretty easy to set up shows and get bands that we know are
call up a friend. Yeah, all the shows have been cool. We've been well received, and a lot of people like the fact that we're doing something pretty different. And they come up and say, hey, there's not a lot of guys going around doing this stuff right now, so we dig that. So yeah, it's been great.
What's the ideal sound that Maverick Hunter is going for? What's the dream kind of goal sound that if you can put that into words?
Well, I would say it's something like this. It's like you have a backdrop of heavy metal. The vocals, are obviously mostly screaming vocals. There's clean vocals, but at the heart, it's just heavy metal. Good riffs, thundering bass. Great drums.
Orchestration that would give Nightwish a chub.
Yeah. Playing, and then that aspect comes into it, where we've got the world influences. I listen to everything from. I listen to a lot of film scores, folk music, Americana music, all this kind of stuff, and everything I listen to pretty much influences me in some way. And my ideal vehicle or vessel for the idea is to be able to have this heavy, high-energy melodic band that can pretty much have no limits. We could do, we have a new song written that's not going to be on the album, but soft song, more like an acoustic kind of song. We've got a song on the album that's a cover of more or less a folk kind of country western guy, the White Buffalo out in California, and so we're really just trying to not limit ourselves, but play something that's just consistently high energy and heavy, and just makes you want to, like we said before, just bang your head and have a good time and drink a few beers.
What are the themes and subject matters that Maverick Hunter kind of zero in on?
It's hard to say, really. It has a very, in my mind and eyes, very defined vision, but I feel like it's pretty also at the same time ambiguous. Lyrically, it's more or less all over the place. We're not going to be like Motley Crue having songs about fucking chicks and all that stuff. So even though we like that, obviously,
and
really like that. Let's be serious. But yeah. So I draw a lot of. I'm a huge reader. I draw a lot of inspiration from that, honestly. Poetry, novels, sci-fi, fantasy, whatever. I just read pretty much voraciously, and a lot of my ideas stem from that. We've got pretty much across the board as far as subject matter goes on the album. Some are my own personal stories, some are more personal related things, but I think it's all very kind of go get 'em, not going to let them keep us down kind of feel. And if we do get down, we'll just drink some beers and forget about it. So,
where do you see the band in the next 5 years?
I'll let the other guys answer this one.
At least a North American tour, another album or two.
Yeah.
Opening for Pink.
Yeah. That's pretty high on the list, opening for Pink. I mean, it's Pink. So
I mean, it all just, you know, I mean, like Jeff was saying, we put a lot into this album, and we hope that it's as well received by everyone else as it is by us. So, I mean, it really just depends on how that goes.
Yeah, I mean, we've got the fire, we've got the drive. You know, we want to get out there, we want to tour, we want to play shows, we want to keep writing music. I mean, already we've got like a huge batch of songs for whatever comes next album, EP, whatever. And we're kind of just chomping at the bit to just keep rolling, man. That's what we
keeping on.
Yeah, that's what we kind of thrive on.
Life's a garden, dig it.
I for one especially, I hate kind of just sitting around in between like band things. You know, I like to kind of just keep the ball rolling, keep everybody fresh. You know, and that's what we plan on doing. Hopefully, yeah, some tours, definitely some tours and more material. God's willing.
That's it for my questions. Is there anything else you'd like to say to the audience?
Come check us out at one of our shows. Check out the album when it drops. And
Party hardy.
Party hardy, keep on ripping. Over and out.
Thank you for watching this episode of Masters of Mel Productions Interviews.
So, this is going to be the last one on the night. We'll see you guys at the bar. We're Maverick Hunter. This is
I know I will leave this place alone.